You know what a fine life is because you're living it. When people ask, how's it going? You'll always answer, it's fine, everything's okay. And you're not lying. Your life is going on fine. Nothing's exciting, but nothing's wrong either. It's just that there's something off and you can feel it clearly. I myself am living an okay life as well. But a bit of context first. Before my last job, I was unemployed for like a whole year to the point where I had no money left and was having a sort of depressive episode because I was feeling so lost with how life was going. But anyway, the main point here was I just went through a year where I felt very vulnerable and very defeated. So having a job and again a steady income to spend on what I like, I was also lucky enough to have a very healthy work environment, great colleagues, and I made some fun memories there. Some time passes, and at some point, I know very well that this job no longer fits, and I stopped growing. No real intention to push further, no desire to contribute new ideas. I was only doing what was needed. I know very well that I should either start doing something with my personal projects or just switch completely to a new job. The question, why am I still here, started showing up more and more, and I was very afraid to watch how time was flying by so fast, but with like nothing to show for it. I feel like I'm not doing anything good for myself and I'm letting myself shrink, giving up on what could have been, just overall wasting so much time. People tend to say that you chose to stay in a situation even if you feel like it no longer fits for the comfort. But it does get to a point where it stops being comfortable because constantly feel like you're wasting your time and potential is heavy and scary. So why did I say it was the fact that the job wasn't actually bad? If it had been toxic, if I dreaded going to work every morning, then it would have been a very clear and easy sign for me to just resign. And also, it was giving me a routine to stick to. Even on days where I was feeling doubtful and panic, it gives me a fixed timetable to follow. And honestly, I don't want to go back to the unstable phase that I had just before that. And I think that's kind of the trap, isn't it? The thing with the okay life is it doesn't hold you back with misery. It holds you back with like just enough good. Enough good to feel like it's fine though. And enough good to not want to risk losing it and having to deal with the uncertainty of new beginnings again. I think a lot of us are living some version of it. Might not be about a job, but it can also be a relationship, a routine, a version of yourself or some kind. It doesn't feel bad enough to change. There is no emergency, no obvious reason to blow it up. So you just naturally hold on to the positive and slowly, maybe without noticing, those very things become the very reason you stop moving. I believe I would still be stuck in that cycle if it wasn't for the beginning of this year. I got laid off. Yeah, a huge shock for the whole team because we all thought the company was going pretty stable. We know that there was some up and down with the revenue, but not to the point where there would have been laid off. But yeah, when I heard the news, the first thought that came to my mind was, oh yeah, it's time. Like, wow, the universe does kick you out of situations that you've outgrown. Of course, I would love to have the upper hand and the control of my leave and when to leave. But like, let's be real, it would have taken me a lot longer to actually make a change or to finally push myself out there. So after 2 years of trying to ignore my fear and doubts, I was taken out of that phase unwillingly. As you can see, even when I chose the safer choice, there's no guarantee that it will stay the same or continue to be comfortable. The jobbing, honestly, was just one example of what I went through this past year. It's a series of similar incidents that have unfolded to me. They all came with the same concept of life is unexpected. The people that you count on, relationships that you cherish, things that you thought are stable can vanish or take a wide turn even within the next minute. I like to believe that I'm being pushed to make a change in my life, and maybe because I'm such a stuck in the mud person that the universe had to give me some tough love and to make me realize that life is not gonna stay still just because I chose to do nothing. I know that I'm a person who's prone to safer choices with a guaranteed plan, but there's nothing in life that's guaranteed. Yeah, I know it very well. After this year, the question will stop being, is this stable? And starts being, is this life mine? And whether it's truly benefiting for you in any way to keep living that way. Because stability is very different from something that only keeping you still. And I think you need to realize that as soon as possible. Not just realizing, but trying to make it different. Right now, my life is not stable by any definition. I genuinely don't know where I'll be next month. And that's a scary feeling. I'm not gonna romanticizing it. There will be days that feel extremely exhausting and I feel like I just want to give it all up or like, I don't know, run away or something. The bright side is it also feels kind of alive. For the first time in a while, I can clearly see that things are moving, even if it's in a chaotic route. That kind of pacing nudges you to keep looking and finding ways to move forward. You don't get this like doing nothing and just sit out of your potential and ignoring what is screaming inside of you to change because you are being put in a cycle where you have to get going. I also believe that I needed to be pushed out to remember that I was capable of more than just maintaining, and it was never my plan to live that way, but I was so caught up with how steady it was back then that I forgot of the thing is I didn't forget, I just ignored the initial goals and intentions that I set out. Things will catch up to you. You have ambitions and dreams that you would love to fulfill. Hiding from them and bury them down in a kind of safety blanket would definitely suck the life out of you. So if you're somewhere in the middle of your own okay life right now, not miserable, not thriving, just fine. I mean, I'm not here to tell you to like quit your job tomorrow or break someone up, move to a new city or anything, nothing crazy like that. I just think that it's worth confront with yourself. Is this actually good for me or it's just easier to stay? I don't have it figured out and give you the concrete message that yes, it gets better, but the fact that I can feel I'm actually taking baby steps towards things that I believe more. Now that I step out of that okay life, I realize how shallow it was. It was just a shell that was covering me from the hardships of actually obtaining your goals. It might be a good pause after the depressing time that I had, but now that I have had enough time to heal, I need to get up and start moving again. So yeah, even if it's scary, even if it's uncertain, at least I have something that is pushing me forward. And as always, I would love to hear about your own story and what you're going through. If you're in a similar situation, I think that's it for now. Thank you for finishing the video and subscribe if you want to hear me rant more about life. Yeah. Bye bye.